89% of home sellers have massive regrets about their sale. That means if you're thinking about selling your home, there's almost a 9 out of 10 chance you're going to regret it. I'm Tom Baker, your local realtor. I just analyzed a shocking study that reveals exactly why most sellers end up with regrets, and more importantly, how to make sure you're in the 11% who don't. Everyone talks about how to sell your home, but nobody warns you about the 5 specific regrets that destroy 89% of sellers. Today, I'm going to expose each one and show you exactly how to avoid them. After helping many clients in our market and having over 25 years of sales, marketing, and negotiating experience, I've seen these regrets destroy families financially and emotionally. But I've also predicted and perfected a system that puts my clients in the elite 11% who celebrate their sale instead of regretting it. Over the next 8 minutes or so, you're going to discover the 5 regrets that plague most sellers, why they happen, and the exact system I use to make sure my clients never experience a single one of them. But first, let me tell you about the regret that's costing sellers the most money right now as of October 2025. What is that number one regret? Sellers are shocked that selling their home costs an average of $54,616. That's not a typo. $54,616. Unexpected high costs that nobody prepared them for. Here's what happens. You think selling your home means you get to keep most of the sale price. Then closing day arrives and you discover staging costs, marketing fees, those repairs that you had to do because of your buyer, commissions, and dozens of other expenses that you never saw coming because you didn't work with a real estate expert like myself. 21% of those sellers regret how much they paid their agent because nobody explains their total cost structure up front. This is exactly why I created my cost transparency system, because before we even discuss listing your home, I walk you through every single expense you're going to face. No surprises, no shock at closing, and no regrets. My sellers know exactly their net proceeds before we even start, not after we finish. That's why they celebrate at closing instead of crying. When you know your costs up front, you can make a smart decision about pricing, timing, and strategy. When you don't, you become just another regret statistic. But cost shock is just the beginning. The second regret is even more devastating. 30% of sellers regret their timing. They sold too quickly due to FOMO, or the fear of missing out, and market pressure. Here's what happens. You see headlines about hot markets and bidding wars. Your neighbor gets multiple offers. Suddenly you think, I need to sell now before I miss out. So you rush to market without proper preparation, accept the first decent offer, and 6 months later you're kicking yourself because you realized you sold at the wrong time for all of the wrong reasons. Most agents fuel this FOMO because quick sales mean quick commissions. They don't care if the right time is for you. They care about their pipeline. I never pressure my clients to sell. Instead, I provide strategic timing analysis based on your specific situation, not market hype. We look at your financial goals, your timeline, your next move, and the actual market data to determine if now is your right time to sell. Sometimes I tell clients to wait, even though it'll cost me a commission. I've had clients who wanted to sell in the spring rush. After analyzing their situation, I recommended waiting until fall. They got $35,000 more because we timed it strategically instead of emotionally. And if you're looking for a great real estate expert here in the Portland Metro and Clackamas County, all my contact information is below. Call me. My clients don't have to regret timing. We make logical decisions based on data, not emotions or market pressure. Now, even if you handle costs and timing perfectly, there's one regret that breaks all sellers' hearts. How about this statistic? 29% of sellers miss their old home so much they regret selling it at all. This one's painful. You sell your home, move to a new place, and then reality hits. You miss your old neighborhood, your old house, your friends, your neighbors, the memories you made there. Some sellers even try to buy their houses back in some situations. This happens when sellers make emotional decisions without proper preparation for the psychological impact of selling. Now, I've developed an emotional preparation process that helps sellers work through the psychological aspects of selling before we even list. We talk about what you'll miss, how to preserve memories, how to get excited about the next chapter instead of mourning your last one. I encourage all my sellers to take photos of every room, create memory books, and focus on why they're moving instead of what they're leaving behind. My sellers don't regret leaving because they're prepared emotionally, not just financially. They see selling as their first step towards the next adventure, not the end of their current one. But emotional regret is nothing compared to the financial regret that destroys sellers. Check this statistic out. 28% of sellers feel that they didn't get enough money for their home. 28%. This is the regret that keeps you sellers awake at night. You find out your neighbor sold for $40,000 more. You discover your agent underpriced your home to get a quick sale. You realize you left massive money on the table because it was somebody that you knew, like a relative, and you just wanted to give them the sale. That ain't the way it works, folks. That's not smart. Here's the dirty secret. Many agents underprice homes because they don't know how to price a home. They don't actually look at the data. They want to hope and wish that bidding wars happen, but they don't. If it looks good, they'll sell it to you, and it costs you money in the end. I use a maximum price value strategy that's designed to get you the highest price possible, not the fastest possible sale. I analyze comparable sales in the market, study the market trends, and position your home to attract buyers that are willing to pay premium prices, actually qualified ones. That'll give you a 43% $1,000 more average here in our market. I price strategically to create competition among buyers while ensuring you get top dollar. It's not about getting any offer. It's about getting the right offer from the right client. Now, all these regrets pale in comparison to the one that costs sellers the most. Here's another statistic for you. 26% of sellers wish they made more repairs and better prepared before listing, even though when you talk to them up front, they don't want to. Here's what happens. You think your home looks fine, you sell it as is. Then buyers start nitpicking every little flaw. What could have been $2,000 in proactive repairs becomes $8,000 in buyer credits and lost negotiating power. You're now paying for their closing costs. Poor preparation doesn't just cost you money, it costs you time, stress, and often leads to lower sale prices because buyers lose confidence in your property. I've created a complete preparation system that eliminates preparation and regrets entirely. We start with a pre-listing inspection to identify any issues. Then we create a strategic repair plan that maximizes your return on investment. Finally, if we need to, we'll even stage it and we'll present your home to show at its absolute best. My prepared sellers get high offers, faster sales, and smoother transactions. They don't have regrets because their homes showed like models, not like lived in houses. Think about that. I had a seller one time who wanted to skip repairs to save money. I showed him how $3,000 in strategic improvements would likely return $15,000 in a higher sale price. He made that investment and got $18,000 more than his original asking price. Preparation prevents regrets. It's that simple. When your home shows perfectly, buyers compete for it instead of criticizing it. That doesn't mean just cleaning your home before we take pictures. Let me recap these 5 regrets that plague 89% of the sellers that are out there. Number 1, unexpected high costs that shock them at closing. Number 2, poor timing decisions made from FOMO and pressure from social media. Number 3, emotional attachment that makes them miss on their old home. 4, pricing strategies that leave money on the table. And number 5, poor preparation that costs you thousands in negotiations. But there's good news. Every single one of these regrets is completely preventable. The 11% of sellers who don't have regrets all have one thing in common. They worked with a realtor like myself who had a system to prevent these problems. My clients don't come back and regret statistics because I've spent years perfecting systems that eliminate every single one of these issues. They celebrate their sale instead of regretting them. My name's Tom Baker, your local go-to realtor here in the Portland metro area in Clackamas County. If there's anything in the world I can do for you, if you're looking to buy, sell, relocate, or invest in our market, call me, text me, email me. All my contact information is below. I would love the opportunity to interview to be your realtor. Now, don't become another statistic. Don't join the 89% who wish they'd done things differently. Work with someone like myself who's got a proven system to put you in the elite 11% who celebrate their sale. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.